gentlemen, happy midweek. I keep on reminding you that there's VASET, but we still have to observe to all the safety protocols. You're welcome to the Precious Show. My name is Beatrice Lavi. If you are new to the family, kindly subscribe. Click on the bell for all notifications. Don't forget to leave your comments at the comment section. Let's get deeper into today's episode. Viewers, I have a prominent person today. A very nice gentleman. Mr. Untitled Deborah is a chairman for IOSH, that is Institution of Occupational Health and Safety, West Africa. Let's welcome Mr. Deborah. Mr. Deborah,
hello.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's a privilege having you.
The pleasure is mine. It's good to be here to share knowledge. As usual, we are living in a time in a day where we feel knowledge sharing with reference to health and safety is important. So
Sure.
I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you, my dear. Kindly introduce yourself to
Right.
my viewers.
Okay, thank you. This is going to be difficult, but I'll try and make it snappy. So my name is Untitled Deborah. I run a company called ED Consults Limited. It's a health and safety training, regulatory compliance, sale of PPE company. We are located in Accra, and our plan is to support companies develop their health and safety systems, make sure that they are compliant to all the laws in the country, and also make sure that they protect their workers through trainings and certifications. I also lecture as a part-timer at a private university in Accra called Radford University. I live in Accra. Thanks for having me on the show.
Getting you, it wasn't easy.
I'm so happy to be here, and I hope that we'll be able to share a few things that viewers will be interested in to help them in their various fields, home, work, and all of that. So what we're trying to do is to make safety very practical, make it simple for everybody to identify with.
That's right.
So this platform offers us an opportunity to share knowledge, break it down to the lowest point so that everybody can understand and appreciate what health and safety is all about and what they can do to improve their lot at their workplaces, in their homes, in churches, wherever they find themselves.
Thank you.
You know.
That's my channel. Should I salute you? All correct, boss. Okay, so since you spoke about health and safety, when we say health and safety, what is it?
Right, so when we talk about health and safety, I want to explain it in the simplest form. You get up from your home, you want to go and do a job. Along the line, whilst you are doing the job, people get injured, others don't get injured. Health and safety is basically a program or trying to explain how we want to prioritize people doing work and not getting injured.
Yeah.
And then also people making sure that tasks assigned to them, they have the right knowledge to execute it flawlessly.
Okay.
The whole underlying fact is that we want everybody to work in peace, not in pieces.
Sure.
A typical example is whenever you are leaving your home, say you are going to work, you tell your family that I am going to work, I'll be back soon. Nobody tells their family they are going to work and they will die.
No.
But unfortunately, it happens.
Sure.
So health and safety is basically trying to understand how we can prioritize the lives of people, such that operations could be done flawlessly without any accidents whatsoever. It's not just on the part of the human being, even onto the environment. So pollution, erosion, all those things, they affect the environment. They are all part of health and safety.
Sure.
So it's very important that we try to break it down to understand it. So health and safety in a nutshell, we are talking about ways that we can improve work, both for people, both for the owners of the business, both for the environment, and both for the customers, so that nobody, in an attempt to get a good or service, will get injured in the process.
Okay, so that's all about health and
That's all I have to say.
But do health and safety have laws?
Of course they do. It depends on how you're looking at it. In Ghana, unfortunately, we do not have health and safety laws, as in there's no national legislation.
Okay.
So there's talk of OSH Bill, Institution of Occupational Safety and Health Bill, that has been on Parliament for a while now. People are pushing for it to be passed, but we feel that once that act is passed into law, employers, employees alike would know their roles and responsibilities, such that they can do the right things to protect worker health, their well-being, and also the environment. So there are laws. In the UK, you can talk of the HSC, Health and Safety Executive.
Yeah,
they are the regulators who are implementing the UK Health and Safety Law. it has been around for a while. And that's what Ghana is copying from actually. Most of the laws we have in our country now are fragmented. They are not specific, but they are fragmented. So you realize that every industry, there are petty laws that are supposed to govern the safety of people. Unfortunately, it is not enforced to the latter. That is why we have a challenge. But in the UK, there's a HSC. In the UK, we have OSHA.
Yeah.
All of them are regulators that try to push towards worker health and safety and their well-being. So there are laws, yes.
There are laws.
There are laws.
Yes. Okay. That's well noted. Viewers, Mr. Deborah said there are laws when it comes to health and safety. Deborah.
Yes.
Mr. Deborah, well said. Please, let me go and look for money and come back to you. My first thanks goes to Sheila Bonso for this beautiful outfit. My hair is by Mighty Spa. They'll cut the hair the way you want it. Your own natural hair. The way you want it to be cut, they will do that for you. My stationaries are from Sam's Stationery. Once again, Sheila Bonso, thank you so much for your beautiful outfit. Back to you, Mr. Deborah. Mr. Deborah, so why do you think organization needs to manage safely?
Right, so we want to look at it from three different contexts. The reason why we manage health and safety. There's a moral reason, there's a financial reason, and there's a legal reason.
Sure.
So when we talk about moral reason, we want to talk about the fact that employers, you know, when you look at the ILO conventions, a lot of countries are signatories to ILO. Ghana is no exemption. And then ILO talks about the roles that employees are supposed to have, the responsibilities of employees, the responsibilities of employers, and the like. So health and safety is important because morally, employers are supposed to ensure that people who come to work for them are safe. So you do the right thing when nobody is even watching. That's the moral aspect. You are doing the thing when nobody is watching. You are an employer, you set up your company. You didn't provide washrooms, you didn't provide cafeteria, you didn't provide toilet facilities and the like. Employees come there, somebody has running stomach, wants to use a loo. What does he do? Move to the public toilet? No. You get my point. So as an employer, you have a moral justification to ensure that you provide the various things that your employees will need to work safely. There's also the financial need. If you want to look at health and safety as expensive, you try ignorance. When there's an accident, you would realize that you spend a lot more money fixing the issue than trying to prevent the accident from happening. So we also want to look at the fact that we have to be more proactive than being reactive.
Sure.
Right? So when you are more proactive, you save money. But when you are reactive, you wait for the thing to happen, then you now try to fix it. That is wrong. You see cables at construction sites, right? And then you don't try to control those cables. Somebody passes through that same place, trips, falls, and breaks the leg. Once that is done, you realize that the person probably might be hospitalized for a long time. You might spend a lot of money while the person in hospital than how you could have controlled the cable so that nobody gets hurt. I'll give you a typical example. A few years ago, I was working for a company that we were branding a fuel station and there was fire.
Okay.
One of the guys who was working for us was caught in flames. The guy was kept in hospital for more than 40 days, right? Whilst in hospital for more than 40 days, the company was supposed to take care of him, pay him his salary, his children had to eat, and all of that. You know, it's inconveniencing. However, if we had put in plans, or that the subcontractors company, if they have put in plans to ensure that their staff worked according to the guidelines that the company had given them, this would have been avoided. I said subcontractor because the company that I work for subcontracted a smaller company to do a job for us.
Sure.
That smaller company's employee was the one that was caught in fire. Now, the guy tried to cut corners. That is why it happened.
There's no shortcuts in health and safety.
Exactly. There's no shortcut to heaven. That's just to put on a lighter note. There's no shortcut to heaven. So it is always very important that we prioritize these things. That is the financial bit. Because you realize that the subcontractor will lose a lot of jobs, will lose money and so many things. And then finally, legal. What is the law saying? What's the position of the law on these things? In the UK, when an employer causes the death of an employee, he may be charged for manslaughter. And if it's determined that indeed it was negligence on the part of the employer, you can have the company collapse or they can charge you some hefty amount of money that the company will never recover. So these three reasons, when you look at them critically, you realize that it is important that we prioritize the health and safety of people once they come to work for us. Even the customers that buy from us.
Yeah.
We've got to prioritize their own health and safety as well. Because if you don't, somebody comes to your premises and they are involved in any accident, it becomes a problem. So for me, it is important to manage safety or manage health and safety because of the three reasons I stated: the legal, the financial, and the moral. Those are the reasons why we've got to manage health and safety. Every other reason fits into this. I've given you the broader reason, 3. But there are so many reasons.
Yeah.
All of them, if you look at it critically, they all fall within the moral, the financial, and the legal.
So the 3 that you just mentioned are the 3 key reasons why we need to manage safely.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, viewers, you've heard Mr. Deborah. I hope you are happy. If you have any question, please leave it at the comment section, or you DM me on my Instagram page. Mr. Deborah is ever ready to reply to your questions. Back to my sponsors. My first thanks goes to Sheila Bonso for my beautiful outfit. Sheila, God bless you for supporting the Pro-Shoe Show. And then Mighty Spa for trimming my hair, cutting my hair the way I want it. Thank you so much for supporting the Pro-Shoe Show. My stationaries are from Sam's Stationery. Thank you so much. And then Franke's Boutique. If you need a simple dress to wear for a party, any event, please get in touch with Franke's Boutique. My makeup is by Fortune Glow. Just a call, and then she'll be at your doorstep to do a nice makeup for you. My own people, Mobile Laser. When you call them, they will be at your doorstep to whiten your teeth for you the way you want. Mr. Deborah, so what are some of the challenges of practicing health and safety?
The challenge of practicing health and safety, well, first of all, from my experience, and then I've been in this health and safety practice for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
And from my experience in health and safety, you realize that most businesses are not committed to health and safety.
Yeah.
Most employers are just talking the talk, but they are not really walking the talk. We always want to leave everything at the doorstep of government, but government cannot do so much. Government has done their best, and I feel that employers must also take up the initiative of prioritizing the health and safety of their own workers. I've been privileged to have worked for multinational businesses and local businesses, and I can tell you for a fact that the multinational businesses are more focused on the human beings, on their businesses and on their processes more than the local businesses. Most of the local businesses are just business as usual. They are more interested in their profit and not the lives of the people, right? I worked for a multinational business that was not even ISO certified, but had structures in place that were promoting health and safety of workers, even customers. Because that company I used to work for was a fuels company. Imagine a truck that comes to fill fuel from their terminals. When I say terminals, like warehouse of fuels, place where they store fuel in commercial quantities. When a truck comes, before any truck can qualify to load fuel from that depot, the mate of the truck needs to be insured. The driver has to be insured. The truck itself is insured. Yeah. And then the fuel in the truck is also insured. And all these are comprehensive insurance, not third-party insurance companies. On the other hand, so even if the truck on the road gets an accident, there's some form of insurance that they can fall on. The driver and the mate sitting there, assuming they die, there's some compensation that their family could get, right? On the other hand, I used to work for another local company that prides itself as health and safety company, health and safety focused company. But trust me, all the licenses that they got, they were not even compliant to any of them. It's about talking. And you know, these days they have a lot of companies that are not very integrity-wise, it's so bad that they accept monies to issue licenses and certificates to people to do their jobs. I feel that health and safety, if you want to prioritize the life of people, it goes beyond just paying money to get what you want. Do the right thing, protect lives. Yeah. When you protect lives, it will come back to you in so many ways. Sure. That will bless your business. So for me, The main challenge of managing health and safety in our country is mostly the employers. They don't want to take their responsibilities. Multinationals are doing very well. Some local companies are doing well, but others too are not. And if you look at the fact that we've got the highest population of workers in the informal sector, masons, carpenters, and the like, who is going to regulate them? How well do they know? So knowledge is also another challenge. When you don't have knowledge, you will perish. Even the Bible tells us that for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. So I feel that when knowledge is also at the doorstep of employers, it would help them to take informed decisions that will change a lot. So your show, for instance, is a good platform for everybody seeking health and safety knowledge to watch. But it's also important that you go on YouTube, you subscribe to Proshi Show so that you can hear some of the tidbits that we share that will help you improve your own lot. So the reasons why health and safety is not surviving, as I've mentioned already, there's lack of knowledge. And then employers are also not committed to it. And there are also no enforcement. For the petroleum sector where I've been all my life, I can talk about the fact that EPA do some form of enforcement that helps people to comply. NPA do their bit. Most of the regulators that I've worked with in the past, I see that they've all tried their best, or they are trying their best to promote the culture. However, you still check, and when you try to probe the system further, you realize that individuals are still creating problems, right? So another challenge we have, quite apart from employers not being ready to do it, quite apart from systems not being in place, knowledge not being in place, the other problem is the individual. Because you realize that 90% of accidents are caused by human error. It is only 10% that are caused by equipment failing. So if, as humans or as employees as we are, we try to prioritize our own health and safety, it would go a long way to improve on the system of the organization you are working for. But if it is work as usual, we don't really care what happens. It will work as usual, people will get injured, people will die. And unfortunately, we don't even have data that will support the fact that this number of workers have died this year. What we see is normally road accidents. I'm sure this year, first quarter, we've heard that over 700 plus people have died as a result of road clashes. That's even more than COVID has killed. So clearly there's some negligence out there, and there's still that the need to fill that gap, and I believe that knowledge sharing like this is a good way to help improve it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deborah. Thank you so much. Viewers, I hope you are enjoying yourself. Please do comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your questions at the comment section. Do also DM me on my Instagram page if you have any question. Mr. Deborah is ever ready to respond to your question. So, Mr. Deborah, to wrap up, what are some of the ways to improve health and safety?
Oh, this is a tough one. 3 years ago, I was asked a similar question in the UK in an interview session like this. And so first of all, what I would like to say is that we've got to know that human life are more important than money.
Sure.
Right. So once we have that at the back of our minds, then it's a way of trying to get the right things done. We need to invest in education. Right. You need to invest in education. You need to have a dedicated channel where people will be talking about health and safety all over. Because I believe that when knowledge is shared, people will still get it. From school, we can start picking it up from universities and all of that. So myself and my team, we plan on rolling out such an outreach program soon, where we're going to go to universities and even secondary schools to talk about safety so that they can understand it from the basics. Once they get understanding from the basics, it helps them grow into more safety compliant people into the future. So we need to look at education, it's very critical. We need to also look at mentorship.
Okay.
Right? You can only learn from somebody who knows, right?
Sure.
Nobody is an embodiment of it all. When you have people who we can learn from, I believe it will help us to be better influence, right? And then we should also look at the possibility, if it's ever going to happen, that the government also prioritize the health and safety of workers by ensuring that there are laws governing that. So if government is able to put in measures that ensure that there are laws governing, like the way when you violate paying taxes, they can take you to court and all that. If government can pass the law, the OSH bill into law, such that when employers do not go according to the dictates of the law, they can be fined, they can be prosecuted and things like that. I believe it will help improve the systems that we want to run so that people can be safe. Because by a day in, day out, people die, and we feel that most of the deaths are avoidable deaths, right? So if they are putting that right systems, I believe it will help. And then also employers. Employers must also prioritize the health and safety of their staff. Some employers will engage you to work and they won't give you the basics you need. Your safety boots, your reflective vest, your helmet, they won't give you. However, you see them drive luxurious cars in town, showing off that they are rich people, meanwhile their staff are perishing. You could do a survey. You realize that most staff are not getting the right tools to work because of obvious employers' inability to put these things through. So I believe that if we look at these three key things: knowledge sharing, the mentoring sessions, government passing us bill, and employers also prioritizing the health and safety of their staff, I believe it will help us improve a lot. But it's not going to come easy. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to involve a lot of resources and all of that. And I'm sure we all saw what the pandemic had done.
Yeah.
Now there's a need for people to prioritize health and safety of people. So since the pandemic has been a good wake-up call for all of us, I believe this is the time we've got to start investing in resilient systems such that these things could be avoided. Mind you, this is not the last time we're going to have a pandemic. It will come again. It might not be coronavirus, but because we had SARS initially, we had Ebola, now there's COVID, something else will come up. So we've got to be ready so that when they come, we will be able to meet it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deborah. Thank you. Thank you for your words. Viewers, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you've learned a lot. Even if you have not learned anything at all, the 3 key reasons why you need to practice health and safety in your organization. He has spoken about the moral aspect, the legal aspect, and then the financial aspect. Even if you don't remember anything at all, you can take this one home. Until then, the name is so simple, Beatrice Life. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell for all notifications. And then you leave your comment at the comment section. You can also ask questions at the comment section. Or you DM me on my Instagram page. And then Mr. Deborah will come back to the show to respond to your questions. Please, live safe, you think safe, and work safe. Until then, bye.